and welcome back to the Premiership. After 16 years away, we are back with Premier League highlights, with St Gary and the boys on the other side packing, and we're now taking over your Premier League Saturday nights for this season. And we've got four magnificent games plus the action from all the other games. Regrettably, unfortunately, we can't bring you the Bournemouth game against Sheffield United because we had a bit of a technical problem down at Dean Court today, and unfortunately we're not able to show you the Callum Wilson goal. But we can tell you that Bournemouth won 1-0 against Sheffield United, and we'll reiterate that at the end. Anyway, but we still got action from 9 games, 4 main games plus a roundup of all the other action taking place this Premier League weekend. And we're going to start at Old Trafford. A great opportunity here for two young managers, both former players in their own right. Former Manchester United player Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back at the wheel this season for his first full season in charge against Frank Lampard's Chelsea. Having impressed managerial-wise with Derby County last season, he's been given the chance now under a transfer embargo to see if the Chelsea team he's inherited, some of whom he had on at Derby last year, could do the trick this time. Your commentator at Old Trafford is Johnny Tilsley. Well, it's nice to be back with you at Old Trafford. So many scenes of so many Premiership episodes down the years, and here we are today for a big one to start the season. Manchester United against Chelsea. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer against Frank Lampard. And will the wheels turn today for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as he gets behind the wheel of the bus for the first time for his first full season in charge at Old Trafford? And this is the first side that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer picks, with David De Gea in goal for them, Wan-Bissaka a new signing, Lindelof, Maguire another new signing, and Luke Shaw in a new look back four. Scott McTominay and Paul Pogba the two-man midfielder, Pereira, Mata and Daniel James further forward, and Marcus Rashford getting the vote ahead of Martial up front and Jesse Lingard too. As for Chelsea, well, they've got Kepa in goal, as per Quetta Christensen, Kurt Zouma and Emerson across the back. Zouma returning from Everton, Kante, Jorginho and Kovacic in the midfield, and Willian, Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount, two Englishmen in a front three for Chelsea for the first time for a long time. Well, plenty of England players on show, none more so than Marcus Rashford is about to get us underway here at Old Trafford. A new season, a new highlight show, a new channel, and away we go. It's Manchester United and Chelsea, as it always has been for so many years. Not the force as they once were. Of course, Chelsea operating under a transfer embargo, so Frank Lampard can't add to his squad. But this should be an interesting matchup on opening day. Here's Kante now to Tammy Abraham, trying to run through, but Shaw can get it away for Manchester United. Didn't really work out the second half of last season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Former Manchester United player, of course, will be ever etching the club folklore for winning the European Cup in 1999, 20 years ago since that happened. Anyway, here's Rashford for the current Manchester United. Still Rashford. Oh, he's got lucky there, and it's Rashford. First shot for him, and it goes wide of the target this time. Good football this from Manchester United. A bit lucky there, perhaps, the shot there from Rashford, but still got it away, but wide of Kepa's far post. Rashford. Well, good ball to Pereira. It's a beautiful warm sunny afternoon here at Old Trafford. Still Pereira looking to take on all comers. This is Rashford. Rashford's cross off the defender Emerson for a corner to Manchester United, and the Stretford end expects here. They will be attacking at Manchester United in the second half of the game. So a corner to United. Pereira's going to take it, but he's gone short to Mata, away from Kante. It's one Mata, Kepa with a fist away, then Lindelof gets involved and Kovacic goes down. It breaks kindly here for Rashford, who puts it just wide. That was a great opportunity there for Manchester United. Again, a bit fortunate it fell for Rashford, but I think Kepa would have had the post covered. It was still a great opportunity though for Manchester United. Kovacic's shot is charged down. Jorginho might have a go, and deflects away. We're inside the final minute here of what's not been a game full of clear-cut opportunities, but it might be one here in the offing for Tammy Abraham, and he hits it straight at David De Gea. First real opportunity that Chelsea have fashioned on the United goal, and we're right at the end of the first half here as the referee blows for half time. So stalemate between Manchester United and Chelsea again. That's just the first half. That's just like a bit of fizz. Rashford with the two best chances and Tammy Abraham at the end there, but apart from that, nothing really to write home about here on a disappointing first half. Let's hope the second half's better. It's Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0 at half time. So away we go in the second half. No changes from either side as we're underway here at Old Trafford. This is Willian. Chelsea really were under the cosh in the first half. United were marginally the better team. And here's Willian again. Good run in there by the Brazilian. And he forces the first corner of the second half. That's a little bit bolder from Chelsea. A bit better. There's the supporters in the near corner. In the Bobby Charlton stand, which is where we're situated on top of the roof. The gantry here as Willian prepares to take a corner. 20 forward in Chelsea blue. Oh dear, it's gone out and back in again. Oh dear. Mata. Pogba. Oh, good positive running from Pogba. And Rashford's in the clear. Out comes Kepa. Good save by Kepa. Did really well there, the Chelsea goalkeeper. And now Kante trying to break away. But Scott McTominay doing terrifically well. Now Paul Pogba. Now what can the £89 million man do here? Finds Rashford. Pereira's on the far side. Back to Rashford. Having plenty of the ball. And now the ball back. Mata against his own side. And he smashes it into the Stratford end with 10 minutes in the second half gone. Well, that was a great opportunity again for United. And he's just gone underneath it there, the Spaniard. And smashes it over the top. And that's a disappointing finish. Here's Shaw. Two in the centre if he can pick one out. Oh, Kepa had to fist it away then. James was there too. Manchester United here asking all the questions, but at the moment Chelsea are coming up with the answers to defend them. And they're going to make a tactical change here, Chelsea. Off comes Willian and on comes the evergreen man for all seasons, Pedro, former Barcelona player. Corner to be taken. Pereira with it. Into the danger zone it goes again. Rashford is there too. Rashford again blocked. He comes to Pogba. McTominay. Wan-Bissaka. In towards Pereira. Pereira with a shot. And well kept out by Kepa. He gets it over to Azpilicueta, the new Chelsea captain. Now finds Kante. Good football this now. Chelsea looking to try and pump it up a little bit now and test Manchester United's resolving defence. Abraham, good ball, Mount is in behind, but out comes David De Gea. Terrific goalkeeper, and that was from both keepers. Good football there by everybody, but still no goals. Jorginho picks it up now for Chelsea. To Pedro. Two in the centre. Pedro decides to cross towards Mason Mount on the far side. Abraham, good save by David De Gea. And Chelsea off, starting to simmer now with just under 20 minutes to go. Straight at the goalkeeper, but he hit it with some ferocity there. As Jesse Lingard now replaces one Mata now for Manchester United. It's Pedro with the corner. And it came here to Everton, distracted, and he strikes it over the bar. Chelsea beginning to sniff a goal themselves. After being under the cosh for so long here at Old Trafford this afternoon, Emerson hitting that one over the bar. So here's David De Gea with the kick. Oh, it's headed on, and here's a chance now. Kovacic, and a chance. Abraham! Oh, he's put it wide. Frank Lampard can't believe it. He just cannot simply and utterly believe it. And in fact, because I couldn't see properly in the sun because we are so high up here in the Bobby Charlton stand. In fact, it was a terrific save from David De Gea. Here comes the corner, pissed it away by De Gea. Now Emerson goes for it. And now Lingard on the chase for Manchester United is the furthest player forward for the Bournemouth United. McTominay. Now Pogba. Plenty of ball comers here if he can get his head up, but he's lost it, and Abraham now picks it up for Chelsea, and he tries to get Pedro in behind. Good covered again by McTominay, but then they lose it again. Lindelof the guilty party this time, and Jorginho is onside. Jorginho for Chelsea, and he hits it over. Well, is there anyone really in the running to try and win this game. You just have to wonder, because Jorginho just couldn't keep his head up, and there's going to be a change in Kovacic's effort got over. That was his last action, and Ross Barkley, the England international, replaces him. Well, we've got 6 minutes of this riveting encounter, and yet we're still to find a goal. Here's Rashford. Oh, well, he's had a lot of sights at goal today, Marcus Rashford, but he's not really done any penetrating with any of the efforts that have gone his way. And it sails agonisingly into the Stratford end for Manchester United. It just shows the disappointment really on United, the way United have played today. And it just shows how difficult it really is under the circumstances. Here's Jorginho picking the ball up. And that's a good ball, and Pedro's onside. The final minute. It's Pedro now, the substitute. He's won it. He's won it. Pedro has done it. Into stoppage time, for which there is 3 minutes. And no more, I'm sure. And it's Pedro with the finish. He was cool, he was calm, he was collected. And Chelsea have scored. De Gea got a touch, but couldn't keep it out. And it looks as if Frank Lampard's men are going to triumph against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men on opening day. It's Pedro, the scorer, and quite possibly the match winner. What a turn up for the books here. It's Manchester United 0, Chelsea 1. And there won't be much time for anything else. 30 seconds of stoppage time. Shaw is on his own. Now if he can get support, he might have a chance. Shaw with a cross, and Rashford was in there, and the keeper's kept it out, or he's kept it in rather. Barkley and Chelsea have hung on. What a finish. United will feel annoyed that they didn't finish the job off long before the late winning goal scored by Pedro in your picture there. It was probably a smash and grab raid when you look at the stats, but the old adage is if you don't take your chances you don't win games. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be cursing his luck for that. That's for Frank Lampard. The perfect away performance, and what a way to win it. It's finished here at Old Trafford. United 0, Chelsea 1. So a great win there for Chelsea there. Smash and grab. And Ole behind the wheel hasn't got his bus moving yet. But Frank Lampard off to a winning start there as Chelsea manager. Chelsea winning the day 1-0. Right, now we're on. Now we're going to see Tottenham Hotspur now, the European Cup finalists from last season, they lost 2-0 in the final to Liverpool. They kick off their Premier League campaign against nearly promoted Aston Villa, 3 years away, back in the big time, and John Drury saw this one. Well, Tottenham start their new season here at White Hart Lane, knowing that they need to better what they did last year. Pressures on Mauricio Pochettino again. No major signings for Tottenham Hotspur this season, but Aston Villa, their tough test this is a big test after 3 years away from the big time. And what a team to face him. Spurs with Lloris in goal, the captain of course. Then it's Walker Peters, Alderweireld and Vertonghen and Rose across the back. And then the two holding midfielders, Harry Winks and Ndombele. And Lamela, Eriksson and Son get the nod. And Harry Kane, the England captain, starts up front for Spurs. As for Aston Villa, former Burnley goalkeeper Tom Heaton signed in the summer is in goal, and it's Gilbert, Engels, Mings and Taylor, former Swansea player. Houlihan is the holding midfielder, and it's Trezeguet, McGinn, Grealish and El Ghazi. And up front we've got Wesley, who could cause a threat. John McGinn and Jack Grealish will have plenty to say in the midfield area. And a new season of football here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or the new White Hart Lane if you want to call it, is underway. It's going to be a baptism of fire. Spurs in the white shirts attacking the goal to our right, Villa to the left in their claret and blue. So both teams in traditional colours. This is Kane. Lamela. Kane again. Eriksson. And Kane! Good save by Tom Heaton. Lamela. Walker Peters. Off the defender. It will be a corner to Tottenham. The atmosphere here now at this new stadium here that replaced the old White Hart Lane is unbelievable. It's a cracking atmosphere. Here comes the corner. Eriksson winning, and the header is in by Kane. 1-0 Tottenham. And it didn't take Harry Kane long, and We see another first here on the Premiership because Harry Kane has scored in August. What a corner this was from Eriksen, and Kane was unmarked. It goes in maybe off the far post, but Harry Kane scores in August, and that is a rarity you'll see for quite some time. Maybe he'll start scoring more in August now, Harry Kane. First of the season, he never normally scores until the turn of September, but he's off the mark on opening day, and a great moment for the England captain. 1-0 to Tottenham.
Number 10, Harry Kane.
And we played, I think, about 9 minutes of the first half there when the goal was scored. Here's Trezeguet now for Aston Villa, who's right up against it now. Here's Tyrone Mings looking to knock on the door of Gareth Southgate's England side. So many competitions for places now. This is Taylor, a good positive run, and he's run the ball out of play. Will be a Tottenham Hotspur throw. Alderweireld. Eriksen looking to pick out Lamella this time. Oh, what a back heel that is. Eriksen to Nundumbelly. Plenty forward, and look at Kane again. He's onside, but out comes Heaton, and he did really well. Son. 20 minutes gone here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Son with the cross. It deflects. It's a corner to Spurs, who are really taking Villa to the cleaners here at the moment. Villa haven't really attacked or tried to or dared to attack Spurs yet, as Eriksen prepares to take the corner. He goes short to Winks, who's in a lot of space. Villa didn't pick him up. Back to Eriksen again. Gets his cross in. Headed away this time, but Danny Rose picks it up. Rose. Vertonghen. Might shape to shoot, and he will shoot. Oof! He hit it beautifully on the left foot, and it didn't miss by much, I can tell you. Turned nicely there. He beat Tom Heaton quite easily, and he almost found a way to go. Now, well, that could have really put Spurs in a complete control of this game with 24.5 minutes gone. Tom Heaton and his troops are still very much in this game. And Villa now just need to start to get on top a little bit here, because it's a one-way traffic at the moment. Eriksen. Son, good football again from Spurs. Look, every bit as Freddy is going forward, and Kane shoots, hits it wide of the target. Well, he could have had 2 goals conceivably here today, Harry Kane. He tried to control that one, but he controlled it just wide. Winks. Kane! Oh, he should have scored there. He scored 1. He could have had 2. He could have had a hat-trick here. Hits it well. Heaton is beaten, and wide off the target, to the despair of Mauricio Pochettino. He can't believe it. Tom Heaton with the goal kick. It could have easily been 2 or 3 here for Spurs in this first half. Villa have not been anywhere, which is a worry for them. But here's Ndombele. Eriksen to Son. Ndombele again. Rose is on the overlap, but he's lost it, and now Trezeguet to win it. And he's got Wesley through. Wesley now. Big chance for Villa. Is this going to be the equaliser? No. Terrific save. Terrific save by Hugo Lloris. Straight through, and Lloris stood big, stood tall, and the Spurs captain keeps his team in front. It would have actually been against the run of the play, but Villa would not have cared. Hurrah with the corner. Mings' header on the roof of the net. Another glorious opportunity there for Villa to equalise. Tyrone Mings with a good header, leapt up above all comers, but just too high and on the roof of the net. Here's Son. Last couple of minutes of the first half. Son again. And Eriksen. Oh, he should have scored. Should have scored. And Pochettino, he can't believe it. Spurs have made so many terrific opportunities to add to their 1-goal lead they've already got, and they just haven't finished them. And you just wonder, will it be a matter of time before Villa go up the other end and maybe equalise and make it 1-1? As Tom Heaton kicks long. Wesley's leap. And Wesley might get on the end of this. He might get on the end of this. So Ndombele just got it away. Here he is now, but he's giving it to Ghazi. Big chance here for Wesley. And Ghazi is through. Ghazi for Villa. No, good save. Hugo Lloris again. 2 saves in the final few moments of the first half. And Villa could have been level. But having said that, Spurs wasted 4 or 5 glorious opportunities. They do lead for Harry Kane's goal inside the first 10 minutes. But really, Spurs should have been out of sight. Although Villa will feel they should be level at half-time. At half-time, it's Tottenham 1, Aston Villa 0. Eriksson. Ndombele, good football again. Kane. And Ndombele, there's the shot. And that's the first real opportunity we've seen 6 minutes into the second half. As we see Ndombele with the shots and over the top to frustrate Pochettino again. Now Trezeguet, we've almost had an hour. Good football again, Trezeguet, that's a nice cross. Herbert's in there, Grealish is in there. It'll come from again, blocked. Now Villa just posing a little bit of a threat on the break, but here come Tottenham now counter-attacking themselves. Here's Harry Kane, Lamela. Back to Kane, who's continued his run, and he's continued it well. Kane across, Eriksson is there, good challenge. And it needed to be. Winks. Walker-Peters, oh, he's gone. Everton went in there, and the referee, who initially played advantage, saw that there was none forthcoming and has given Spurs a 3 kick. And Everton frustrated with the decision, but as you see there, he definitely takes out Kyle Walker-Peters, and I don't think there was any doubt about that, as Ndombele is replaced. And it looks like, is it Sissoko that's going to come on? Well, it's Eriksson anyway over the 3 kick. Eriksson! Great save! He might have been on the post, and then it's cleared by Taylor. And now Ghazi's got down the left here for Villa. Good ball! McGinn! Oh! He's hit it right back across. I think he was trying to shot, and then in the end Wesley gets his shot off, and oh, dear me. It's all happening here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and now Villa coming again. Wesley turns, and he scored! Villa are back in it! And they make Spurs pay for all those missed chances. And they missed bucketfuls of chances before this equaliser. And the Villa fans cock a hoop. They didn't give it up. Wesley on the turn, and he hits it true past Hugo Lloris. And it gives Spurs another against them, because Villa have equalised. Wesley with a terrific goal, and the team that are back in the Premier League after a 3-year absence are back with a bang. 1-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the new White Hart Lane. Oh, we've got some finish now. Eriksson trying to get Walker-Peters in behind, and now the ball back to Tom Heaton. Villa 3 kick from the offside, so Winks is off and Lucas Moore is now on. Engels to take, McGinn, and he was under pressure, and Son has won it. Lucas Moore going through. Hourihane, oh, that could be trouble for Conor Hourihane, who's already been booked, remember. And we could be seeing a second yellow here from the referee. He's coming over the ref. Now surely he's got to go through the motions and send off Conor Hourihane here for Villa. There's all sorts of commotion going on. It's red. It had to be red for Conor Hourihane. 2 yellow cards. In fact, I think that was a straight red anyway. But it was definitely a yellow card initially. He'd already been booked, but that's a straight red from the referee, so it must have been for that offence alone why he sent him off. But he'd already been booked, and Spurs now have a free kick. Eriksson to take. They're playing with a numerical advantage, Tottenham, and as he chips that in, it's too close to Heaton, who gathers that easily. Here's Wesley now, 3 minutes to go. Can the 10 men snatch it? Wesley might snatch it. Wesley might snatch it. No, Louis saved. McGinn saved. And Villa so close with 10 men to pinching a famous victory over Tottenham Hotspur on their return to the Premier League. And Hugo Lloris has saved Tottenham's blushes there. It could have been, okay, a smash and grab victory maybe, but well, Villa might not care one jot. They've got a corner, however, right at the end. Grealish to take. Grealish's take into El Ghazi. McGinn hit it again. McGinn! Blocked, still not away. Wesley! And the goalkeeper gets on the end of it. 3 added minutes to add to the excitement here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What an afternoon this could be for Aston Villa. A huge point on their troubles to start their Premier League life once again, and what a result that is for Aston Villa. They could have actually won it at the end. Spurs took the lead through Harry Kane, and then Villa hit back in the second half, punishing them for all the missed opportunities. Punishing Tottenham for all the missed opportunities. They did have Hoover sent off, and almost won it at the end when Wesley, who did equalise, went through, but Lloris saved and then saved the rebound from McGinn. But still a great point for Villa away from home. This was never going to be an easy task. They've come away with a point, a terrific point. It's finished here. Spurs 1, Aston Villa 1. Well, as John Drury said there in commentary, a really disappointing result there for Tottenham. They were expected to beat Villa, but credit to Villa, despite being down to 10 men due to Conor Hourihan's sending off, and they were both yellow card offences. They dug in deep, got the equaliser through Wesley, and Wesley will feel that he should have won it at the end there. But a great point for Villa on their Premier League return. They entertain Bournemouth at Villa Park next week. Now to two teams, now for our third match. To two teams, in fact, who fought off relegation quite well in the end last season. Burnley, who were bottom at Christmas last year, got 40 points in the second half of the season. Sean Dyche's men staying up by a good 6 points against Southampton, who were 2 points worse off than Burnley at the end of the season. Well, the two teams met again at Turf Moor this afternoon, and watching for us was Jay Matterface. Well, it's typical raining at Turf Moor. Raining Turf Moor, well, it all goes together like bacon and eggs. But Ben Mee is the new Burnley captain since Tom Heaton's departure, and he is prepared to lead Burnley to battle with new number 1 Nick Pope in goal for the Clarets this afternoon. Then it's Lowton, Tarkowski, Mee and Eric Peters, a new signing from Stoke. And then it's Gudmundsson, Westwood, Jack Cork and Dwight McNeil, who's come on leaps and bounds in the last year. And it's Wood and Barnes, the deadly duo up front for the Clarets this afternoon. With Jay Rodriguez, a former Burnley man, on the bench, and he's up against his old side. He'll line up with Angus Gunn in goal. Then it's Cedric, Bedronic, Yoshida, Vestergaard and Bertrand. And then two holding midfielders in Ward Prowse and Romeo. Rob Prowse the captain. Then it's Danny Ings, Che Adams and Nathan Redmond. Danny Ings, a former Burnley player for Ralph Huizenherdl's men. Well, we're all set to go. Burnley to kick off in claret and blue. Southampton in their change shirts of black and pearlescent yellow this afternoon. Like a load of stewards out there on the field, but it looks a terrific atmosphere. Pitch is quite watered here because of the rain that we've had here in Lancashire. Here's Ings. All played across, and now Westwood to bring it away for the Clarets. Burnley's player of the year last season. This is Wood. Barnes is actually trying to stay on side. That's why Wood was reluctant to release it. Now here's Gudmundsson, the Iceland international. Oh, what a good save that was! Tremendous save by Angus Gunn. Really was a good piece of goalkeeping here by the son of former Norwich goalkeeper Brian. And look at the way he gets across there, Gunn. It was a terrific save, and a save really that his dad would have been proud of himself there. It was a terrific save there by Angus Gunn. Burnley aren't finished yet. It's a corner to be taken by Westwood, and it's an outswinger. Barnes' header, still not away yet by the Saints, and it's come away this time. Here's Che Adams. Wood is in there too. This is Wood picking the ball up. Gudmundsson again, trying another shot this time, and this time clearing the crossbar. And Gunn not required this time to make the save. Struck it really well there, Gudmundsson, but just too high over the top. Burnley having the opening of the 27 minutes, and here's Wood. He's in the clear, and he's trying to get away from Bednarek, who makes a good tackle, but the referee has blown for a free kick now This could be trouble for Bednarek. This could be a controversial moment because the referee's gone into his back pocket and he sent Bednarek off and he's furious. And one can understand why, because this, to me, on looking at the replay, looks a superb tackle. And Danny Ings, who's returned to Turf Moor in the last 28 minutes, is forced him to be taken off for Jack Stevens. He understands it full well, but you could sense the disappointment there. But I think that's a very tough decision against Bednarek, and I don't think that's a red card. Anyway, it's a free kick for Burnley. Westwood to take it. And Gunn takes the ball confidently, but well, controversy there at Turf Moor, here at Turf Moor this afternoon. And a red card has been given against Bednarek, and Burnley now have a numerical advantage, but as we so often have seen so many times in football, anything can happen. Even against 10 men, it can be harder playing against 10 men than it can against 11, as we've seen over the years. Here's Lowton to bring it away for Burnley. But he's lost it now, and Romeo, Adams, Che Adams, and Ward-Prowse. Oh, what a chance that was for James Ward-Prowse. Well, that could have easily been Southampton in front, the 10 men. Now that would have been a turn up for the books. What an opportunity there for the Southampton captain. Ward-Prowse. Looks as if the sending off and the injustices of that from Southampton's point of view has actually galvanised him. Here's Bertrand. Into 300 minutes, and Bertrand's cross is a good one, and it's knocked away to Dwight McNeil. Burnley now just will need to finish with a bit of a flourish here now. They need to go in front. I think the first goal is going to be crucial, and here's Gudmundsson again. He's onside. It's Johanberg Gudmundsson. Oh, good save by Angus Gunn. That's a hat-trick of chances in the first half that Johanberg Gudmundsson has had, and has failed to take any of them. And as a result, Southampton, who are down harshly in my opinion, in fact rather controversially, down to 10 men, have hung on in there, could have took the lead themselves. Gudmundsson has missed a hat-trick of chances, and Ward-Prowse has come close to the Saints. But at half-time here at Turf Moor, it's Burnley 0, 10-man Southampton 0 at the break. Here's comes Southampton. Romeo, good football again, lovely play. Here's Redmond. Oh, he's hit the inside of the post, and how is that not gone in? Well, Redmond will be cranky with himself for that. That big chance coming 10 minutes into the second half, that could be a crucial miss for them. Here's Barnes to Peters. Now, what can the former Stoke man here figure out here what ball he'll play? Good attack this from Burnley. Gudmundsson on the right. Barnes waits in the middle. Here's Barnes. That's the goal. That's the goal that Burnley have craved and have got it. They had a scare at one end when the 10 men of Southampton hit a post through Nathan Redmond, and then Burnley charged up the other end. Peters involved. Barnes actually started the move, then Peters carried it on, played it into Gudmundsson on the far side, and a lovely cross back. And in came Ashley Barnes to steal in. And he always loves scoring against Southampton. Scored against him last year from the penalty spot at the end of the game, right at the same end in that 1-1 draw, that controversial 1-1 draw. And with an hour gone, Ashley Barnes has found the way to go. The man they call on the terraces, aye Ashley, well, he's got them cheering again. 1-0 to Burnley. And on chances created, they've been good value for it. And now it's up to Cedric now to try and get Southampton back into this contest. And he's been allowed to go down the right hand side. Ward-Prowse is in there, and the ball is nodded away. And there's going to be a change in the offing. It's a goal kick. So Che Adams is coming off, and Shane Long will come on. Bertrand, quarter of an hour just over to play. It's a good ball in there, and Redmond's in behind the defenders. This is Nathan Redmond now for Southampton, and Ward-Prowse had scored. Well, he's been threatening to do that, the Southampton skipper. He should have scored in the first half. He has scored now with 76 minutes gone in the second half. And it's Southampton back level at 1-1. And the 10 men, you've got to give them credit, because they've battled bravely, even when going to go down with a numerical, with even against them, even with numbers against them numerically. And this is a simple header. That is poor defending there from Eric Peters. It's got to be said, Sean Dyche will be tearing his hair out at that. It's a great goal from Southampton's point of view, and the 10 men have stuck in there to their credit and have gotten themselves an equaliser with 14 minutes left to play. And it's got the 2,500 Southampton fans who have come to the M3, M1, M6 and M65 respectively. A long way, 5.5 hour round, 6.5 hour round trip from the south coast, and well, I think that's been well worth it in the end. And Southampton in their own way will feel that justice has been done in a way. But here's Cedric now. Southampton might just go and think that they could win it here. Cedric still. McNeil to get it away, but Cedric has won it back. This is careless from Burnley. Hotspur now. Hotspur's shot, he's blocked, and Burnley are at 6s and 7s at the back. They're on, let's see here. Shane Long. Still Shane Long. Chips it in. And now Ward-Prowse off. Good save again, Pope. And Southampton might have a chance to nick it here because Redmond is onside. He's got Long in the middle. Ball across, and Long is somehow knocked it in off the crossbar. Off the underside of the crossbar here. And Southampton with 10 men look as if they're going to get all 3 points. It was a simple finish. He's almost missed it. It was almost the miss of the season, that. My goodness me. He nearly made a dog's dinner of that, Shane Long, but he got the luck he deserved. Well, he felt he deserved. Southampton are cock-a-hoot with their celebrations. And it looks as if Burnley are going to fall to defeat on opening day on their own patch, having led against 10 men. And as much as we could criticise Burnley's shortcomings in this game, one has to give credit to Southampton because they've stuck in there with 10 men and have done remarkably well. But here's Chris Wood at the other end. We're into deep into added time, which we had 3 minutes given, and McNeil, what a good tackle that was. And there goes the whistle to end the game. Well, that is a coupon buster if ever I thought, or ever I saw one really, because Burnley were big favourites to win. They're usually very good at Turf Moor under Sean Dyche. They led against 10 men through Ashley Barnes after Bednarek was controversially sent off in the first half. But back came Southampton. Ward-Prowse 14 minutes from the end, and Long in the last seconds winning it for Southampton after Barnes had put Burnley in front on the hour mark. Remarkably, it's finished. Burnley 1, 10 man Southampton 2. Well, Burnley will be kicking themselves there. The opportunity led against 10 men. Although I have to say the Bednarek sending off, I agree with Jay Matterface in commentary there. I thought that was a very good tackle, but the referee decided that it wasn't a good tackle. In his perceived wisdom, he gave a red card. It was a harsh red card, I have to be honest, but it stood. And in the end, Southampton were down to 10 men, but it galvanised them. And of course, Burnley went in front, but then Southampton, to be fair, with 10 men, really stuck together. James Ward-Prowse, I felt, led the side really well. So, disappointment there for Sean Dyche. Delight for Ralph Husenhertel. He must be absolutely thrilled to bits right now. Right, anyway, we move on now to 2 teams who will be highly fancied to finish in the mid-table section this year. Crystal Palace, who have managed to keep hold of Wilfried Zaha during the summer, during the close season, take on Everton, who have spent big. They brought in Alex Iwobi amongst others and a few others as well to challenge. Try and challenge that top 6. It's going to be tough for them this season, but the 2 teams are you expect to be in the top 9 or 10 of the Premier League. They met in a very good game at Selhurst Park. We joined the action during the first half of the game down at Selhurst, and your commentator down there is Johnny Brackley. And here comes Calvert-Lewin, and Iwobi's onside. Now then, Iwobi now. And a great save by Glieta. Had to turn that away then. It was good football. McCarthy to get it away. Now Milivojevic. Now Jeffrey Schlupp. And he's bursting down that left-hand side really well for Crystal Palace. And a good ball in there. Irons there. And a great save by Jordan Pickford. And Roy Hodgson. Can't believe it. It's a terrific volley from Ayew. And Pickford in terrific form there to deny Roy Hodgson's men an opportunity there to score. It is a corner though to Crystal Palace. Nearly 18 minutes of the first half. And the ball comes out to Seko, who strikes the shot. Seko again. Kouyaté over. Big chance that. Comes to Kouyaté here. Takes it down but just misses the shot over. Shup again. Good football again from Palace. 2 waiting in the centre. Wilson. Oh. Well, by his high standards, he knows this was a chance. And he should have taken it. Roy Hodgson can't believe his team's ill luck. Now Milivojevic. Good save by Pickford as the half-time whistle comes to a close. Well, it's been Palace who have made the early run in. Also, Iwobi has come close for Everton, but so far no breakthrough in the scores here at Selhurst. As we go into the half-time interval, rather frustrating. Rather frustratingly, Crystal Palace 0, Everton 0. 7 minutes into the second half. Still no goal. Sigurdsson, a good ball to Richarlison. Now then, he's bombing down the right. Calvert-Lewin is waiting in the middle. So too is Iwobi at the far post, and it's Calvert-Lewin. And Everton take the lead at Selhurst Park. They were under the cosh in the first half, Everton, but Calvert-Lewin has given the Evertonians a real reason to smile here. Good cross in there, and Calvert-Lewin completely unmarked and onside, and he heads it past Guaita and into the back of the Palace net. And Palace, who missed a hatful of chances in the first half, have paid the ultimate penalty and trail here by 1-0. It's Everton 1 up, and Marco Silva is delighted. And here's Zaha. Oh, he's done well away from the defender. It's Wilfried Zaha. Pull back. Milivojevic. 1 each. 1-1. And Milivojevic has levelled it up. And look at the celebration there as he goes towards our cameraman. But it's 1 apiece. And it's all kicked off in the second half. Good running by Wilf Zaha. This is the sort of player that Manchester United were interested in signing, and Arsenal too in the summer. And this is an accomplished finish by Milivojevic with his left foot. Pickford had no chance at all, and it's 1-1 now at Selhurst Park. A terrific finish. Guaita with the kick, a long kick, but knocked away against. 17 minutes left to play. Richarlison's shot, charged down, Richarlison left foot, and saved by Guaita. Well, certainly Everton finishing the stronger as we go into the final 15 minutes of the game, and Richarlison there forcing a very good save for the Palace keeper. Last minute, and here's Iwobi, he's onside. Now this is a real opportunity. Calvert-Lewin is waiting in the centre, and Iwobi has hit the inside of the post, and oh dear me, how does that stay out? And then Gomez trying to hit the shot, and now Shrep gets it away for Palace, and that's it. It's finished 1 apiece in a real game here at Selhurst. Palace fans aren't too happy, but they almost lost it at the end. Palace certainly dominated the first 45 minutes, and in the second half, Everton were really more up for it, took the lead, but then Milivojevic equalised, but a real opportunity gone begging for Everton when they hit the inside of the post at the end. Palace survive and claim a point. It's finished Crystal Palace 1, Everton 1 here at Selhurst Park this afternoon. So a point apiece then for both Everton and Crystal Palace. Palace certainly bossed the first half, Everton certainly bossed the second half, although Everton will feel they should have won it. I think a point was about right from that game at Selhurst this afternoon. Right, so let's round up all the other games. So you know about the Bournemouth game that we obviously can't show for technical reasons. But here's Johnny Newbon now. He reports on the other action, and he starts his roundup on Friday night as Liverpool took on newly promoted Norwich City. Well, the European champions kicked off their campaign against newly promoted and Championship champions Norwich City. A real tough task for Daniel Farke's men then, as they took on Jurgen Klopp's men. And it could have been a really dream start for Norwich if Stepperman had kept his shot down. But it wasn't to be. Liverpool kept on knocking, and after so much knocking and finding Tim Krul into perform, it took a 20-yard thunderbolt from Fabinho to give the European champions the lead, and a terrific strike as well, reminiscent of Steven Gerrard's goal many years ago in the Champions League against Olympiacos. and that settled Liverpool down. And in the second half, Virgil van Dijk made the game safe with a bullet header from the corner, from a Liverpool corner, and it was game over from then on in. Norwich did have a few opportunities, but it was very sparse, and Jurgen Klopp's men could then relax and taste victory. So the European champions then off to a flying start. 2-0 victors over Norwich, who really tried their hardest, but Liverpool were just too good on the evening.
Please welcome to the pitch, Manchester City. And your
So the champions the next day took on West Ham United at the London Stadium, and got off to a perfect start. Raheem Sterling, great run down the left hand side, and a perfectly weighted cross, and Sergio Aguero volleyed Manchester City in front. It was a terrific goal really from the Argentinian, because it was a really sharp volley. As I said, Sterling with a good run here, it has to be said, a good cross, and look at the way it hits that low down on the right foot. It was a magnificent goal, and you'll appreciate this from the close-up angle as he just strikes it there, and Fabianski's got no chance. And then they doubled their lead midway through the first half when Silva put a lovely 1-2, and De Bruyne with a short-footed shot. Again, no chance for the goalkeeper, and this is how City are together in their bid to win a third successive Premier League crown. The goal scorer hugging the manager, Pep Guardiola, and you can see the togetherness there on the Manchester City camp, a bit like Liverpool did in their match against Norwich, but Manchester City really making it count when it mattered. A deadly right-footed shot there by the Belgian international. Again, Fabianski no chance. And just before the break, it was 3-0. Again, where are you, Sterling? Good work, good turn. Got away from two West Ham defenders. Then played a nice little 1-2 with De Bruyne. And then what about this for a cool bit of skill and a neat right-footed finish again into the right-hand corner. It was a marvellous goal. And Raheem Sterling is really, after an unsure start to his Manchester City career, is really carving out a fine reputation since Pep Guardiola's come to the club. And you can see it in his play. Lovely turn. Look at that. Past one West Ham defender, and then gets the shot off. And then once Fabianski's exposed, it's a marvellous finish. And there's just no stopping those kind of shots. And that really put Manchester City in the box seat. And then it was 4 late on. Gabriel Jesus played a 1-2, and the evergreen David Silva, the new City captain, making it 4-0, and a really pleasing afternoon for Pep Guardiola. Another sumptuous move by Manchester City. They are playing football really out of this world, and you can see why. And you can see exactly why in the way that they play and everything else. Look at that for 1-2, and you can understand why the City fans are purring at the moment, and you can see why they're treble winners from. You can see why they've won the treble in the last and the league in the last couple of years. Now it's all about the Holy Grail of the Champions League, but they're off to a flyer here at West Ham, 4-0 winners. Two teams you'd expect to be mid-table to bottom end of the table. Brighton just survived last season. Watford got to the cup final before being thrashed 6-0. But they got off to a great start when Decore put Watford ahead. And from then on in, it was never going to be Brighton's day. It was a terrific finish by Decore, and it put Watford into a commanding position really. And Vicarage Road packed out. All the supporters decked out in yellow, as you saw there. A wonderful cross. Gray couldn't finish, but Decore certainly could. It was a nice little finish past goalkeeper Matt Ryan. And Brighton, under their new manager Graham Potter, have got a lot of work to do if they're going to stay up this season. It was 2-0 soon after. In the second half, Tom Cleverley, former Manchester United player, making it safe. A terrific finish. Gerard Deulofeu setting him in. And look what it meant to Tom Cleverley. A terrific finish by him, and a great moment for Watford. They're off to a flyer then this season, and it's going to be a long old season by the looks of it for Brighton, who play their first match at the Amex next week, and they'll have to play an awful lot better than what they did at Vicarage Road this afternoon, this weekend, because Watford were just too good. Come to a win in the end, Watford, and deserve to win by 2-0.
Please welcome our visitors, Arsenal.
Unai Emery started his second full season in charge at Arsenal with a resounding victory against Newcastle. Wasn't much in it, but Pepe And Aubameyang, the top scorer from last season, firing in. And what about that for a celebration? He doesn't do anything by half, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, that is for sure. But he's off and running now for the season. It's silent St James's Park. Newcastle under new management, of course, with Steve Bruce coming into the club to replace the outgoing Rafa Benitez. And he's got a big job on up at Newcastle now. And with the ownership issues involving Mike Ashley, this could be a real struggle for Newcastle. As for Arsenal, they're off to a flyer and have Burnley next week. And finally, this game unfortunately didn't yield any goals. There were a few opportunities. Ruben Neves there, and here comes the miss of the season from Jamie Vardy. Willie Boy gives the ball away. Tielemans' shot is well parried away by Patricio, but how has Jamie Vardy missed from 6 yards? Well, that's the question. He'll be replaying in his mind afterwards, because that was a bad miss. Vardy then hit one over the top in the second half, and it really was a game that just was not going to drop their way. And then this at the end, well, it just isn't your day when Johnny Evans is trying to finish things off. And then indeed he had a shot blocked, and Chilwell had a shot blocked, and it was just one of those games where it was just not going to be destined to see a goal, and so it proved. The two Midlands Rebels drawing a stalemate 0-0. And if you're wondering where the Bournemouth Sheffield United game was, unfortunately we had technical problems down at the Vitality, and we couldn't show you any. Callum Wilson's winning goal, Bournemouth winning 1-0 by the way against Sheffield United. So this is the top of the table. Manchester City are top by virtual goal difference, Liverpool second, top two as you were last year. Then come Watford in third place, Southampton and Arsenal in fifth, and Bournemouth in sixth, Chelsea then in 7th, Villa 8th, Everton 9th, Palace 10th, Spurs 11th, Leicester City 12th, Wolves, Burnley, Manchester United, Newcastle, Sheffield United, Brighton, Norwich and West Ham occupy the bottom three relegation places. But we've only played one game and nothing's decided after one game, so anything can still change with 37 games more to go. So that rounds up all the action from the Premier League, from the Premier League this afternoon. It's been nice to be back behind the Premiership desk once again, the Good Ship Premiership once again. After 16 years away, it's been good to be back, but as far as the Premier League goes, it's the same old twosome that are leading the way. From me, good night.